Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and I know. I said I was not going to talk about Milo Yiannopoulos anymore, and this isn't really about him. It's just kind of a side thing, but I like pointing out hypocrisy when I fucking see it. And that brings us to Bill Maher. Now, Bill Maher is a person who I've enjoyed for many years. I used to watch Politically Incorrect on ABC back in the 90s. I watch Real Time with Bill Maher every week. I generally tend to agree a lot with what Bill Maher has to say. Not on everything, but on a number of issues. And I find the guy to be pretty fucking funny. But I gotta call bullshit on this one. So in an interview with the New York Times, Bill Maher essentially is taking credit for Milo getting the boot from CPAC, getting fired from Breitbart, and then losing the book deal. Basically calls Milo a bratty Ann Coulter wannabe, which, let's be fucking fair here. I mean, just completely fair. Milo has got more charisma in one of his frosted tips than Ann Coulter does in her entire body. That woman is literally like watching dead wood attempt to animate. It's just horrifying, but that's how Ann Coulter is. And then, of course, basically Bill Maher does go on to say that disinfectant is the best sunlight. You're welcome. It's a phrase that a lot of people do like to use. Again, Bill Maher, listen, bro. You didn't bring about Milo's destruction. You didn't have the footage of him on The Drunken Peasants from a year ago or on Joe Rogan from a year ago. You're not Evan McMullin and the Reagan Democrats cutting things out of context in order to shill a narrative to destroy a person's career and livelihood. You host a moderately attended or viewed fucking HBO series. And you don't get the worldwide acclaim that Milo gets. And acclaim is kind of an objective word there. You can swing it one way or the other. You go to fucking UC Berkeley, give a commencement speech, you get disinvited and banned from the campus forever. Milo goes there, they burn the fucking shit down. There is a huge difference in how you are received in the public eye. You might have been that level of inflammatory back in the 90s, but dude, now you just fucking smoke pot and talk shit on cable TV, which is perfectly fucking fine. The point I'm trying to make here is you didn't do this. This was Evan McMullin, the Reagan Democrats. This is a bunch of other people coordinating an attack at the right time to take down Milo Yiannopoulos. But what I want to talk, I don't want to talk about that. I don't talk about that because I've already covered that in great detail. My videos are out there. You guys can see them. What I want to talk about, though, is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of Bill Maher in this particular situation. So back in 1998, back on ABC, Bill Maher was hosting Politically Incorrect, which is my first experience watching him on that show. And they were talking, Cedric the Entertainer and Henry Rollins and a couple other people, they were talking about the story of Mary Kay Letourneau, a Seattle teacher who had engaged in a sexual act with a 12-year-old boy. She raped a 12-year-old boy. They had a continued sexual relationship, and the dude got her pregnant twice. And I'm going to play for you guys a clip of Bill Maher defending her. Just defending the situation. And I want you guys to pay attention to this.
Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher from Seattle, who is in jail because she is in love. That's how I view it. I admit that it's unorthodox. She is 35. The boy is 14. He was younger when they started. But she is pregnant again. That was the story this week. With the second child by this boy. So basically they're having a family, and they're keeping the mother in jail because she won't conform to what society feels should be the perfect American family.
Absolutely sickening.
What is sickening?
A woman who's over 20 years older, and she raped this kid.
Raped?
Well.
Come on. She forced? How do you know? And how can you?
Well, how do you know that she didn't rape him?
How can a woman
know that she didn't seduce him?
How can a woman rape a man?
If it were a 14-year-old girl, I mean, society would have.
But it's not a 14-year-old girl.
You're not defending this woman, are you?
I am completely defending not the woman only, but the boy as well.
You have been able to take care of 2 kids?
Oh, I would have been able to take care of her.
Do you think children have the emotional capacity to raise other children? I mean, like, we have enough problems in our society as it is with men not being present in family life and all this. And a 14-year-old, is a 14-year-old really able to understand what it takes to raise a child and be like a father figure and a man?
In most of societies in human history, 14-year-olds were fathers. You said it's rape. How does a woman rape a man? Because doesn't rape involve an
What
erection?
about statutory rape? Statutory rape can be consensual.
Wait a second.
Statutory rape can be consensual. It's just the reason it's rape is because the woman is under 18 years of age. Like, and basically what it is, like, she may have said, hey, I'm ready to have sex with you, but the law says, no, you're not. Until you're 18 years old, you are not
But
allowed
how
to
do
have
you
sex
fake
with.
an erection?
I don't think that's an issue.
I mean, obviously,
I don't think that's an issue.
Bill,
don't
come on, the
always
guy's
choose to.
14. I mean, he's getting an erection when he doesn't want one. A lot of times, you know.
What, do they have conjugal visits? Like, how did she get pregnant in prison?
No, she was
was out
out
for a while.
She was
Oh,
out
was
on
she?
parole,
Oh, on
and
work
obviously
release?
their love was so strong that they still wanted to see each other.
Is a 14-year-old really capable of all the things of having 2 children and a family and a deep relationship with a much older woman? Is he capable of processing all of that? Were you able to do that when you were 14?
Financing the kids' well-being as he gets ready to hit 10th grade? What's up with that?
As usual, the entire panel is wrong. We'll have to take...
Oh my God. What kind of bullshit is that? Oh, a 14-year-old boy can't be raped. He was 12, by the way. And if you think a 12-year-old boy can't be raped because an older teacher, 20 years older than him, by the way, wanted to ride his dick, then you've got fucking problems. All right. Rape happens. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It's saying that boys can't be raped is one of, I will fucking use this word too. It's one of my biggest triggers because it's absolute horseshit. If you look at the situation involving Milo Yiannopoulos, he will admit to having been victimized by a priest. He says this jokingly, but he was a victim around that same age, 13, somewhere in there. In your mind, is that not rape? Because the 14 or the 12-year-old boy in this case, or even the age of 14, he could totally, utterly consent to having sexual relations with the person who is over double his age or almost double his age. I mean, come on. Right. Again, there's a hypocrisy there. Like I showcased yesterday with George Takei talking about his, gleefully talking about his relationship with an older man when he was younger, and everything else, and how they were joking about it and how he's continuously joked about it for years. That's one way that's one of the ways the left operates is they do try to normalize this behavior. Look at Salon and running the articles last year, trying to normalize pedophilia to an extent. Now, as I've said before, and I stand by my statement on this one, pedophilia is a mental disease. It is a sickness. People need help. They need help. And that is the best way to approach someone who is in that situation. Demonizing them, vilifying them, and casting them out of society doesn't help the situation. It only hurts the person. And that's how all I'm going to say about that. You can disagree or agree, that's fine, but those are my thoughts on that. I'm not defending their actions or their impulses. I'm saying that we should look at them through the lens of empathy to get them the help that they clearly fucking need. But I'm just off my soapbox. So you got that. Okay, but it wasn't like Bill Maher just left it at that, right? It wasn't like Bill Maher just left it at that. In 2007, the topic came up again, and he defended the boy. He defended Mary Kay Letourneau. All right, and as you heard in that clip, he was like, 14-year-old getting what? He could get an erection. He's gonna want to fuck. But see, Cedric's response to that was just, 14-year-olds get boners all the time. Doesn't mean they always want to have sex. And that is a very true statement. Do you know how many times, and every guy out there will fucking admit to this, we get boners when we don't want them? You just random boner. You're walking down the street. All of a sudden, what's going on? It's like it happens. And it's fucking frustrating. And it's annoying. But it's a part of biology. Something that's out of our control. But yet, in this case, Maher is phrasing it like, well, she got there. She stimulated the genitals. He got an erection. Clearly, that means he wanted to fuck. Clearly, that means that there was love there. Clearly, that means there was attraction there. Clearly, that means all of these things. And that's horseshit. Because when they got out, or when she got out of jail and they hooked up again for the second time, because I remember that they were caught, he was like, their love for each other just brings them together. Stockholm Syndrome, motherfucker, right? Is that not a real fucking thing? That's an absolutely real goddamn thing. These are situations in which children are being put into situations that they cannot give full consent to, based entirely off of age, mental acuity, so on and so forth. And it is a very tough and nuanced discussion to have. And it's not one that's ever easy to have. You can never just have that discussion cavalier, because your words or an off-color joke or the phrasing of certain things can be used against you to try to destroy you. right? Now, I'm not trying to showcase what George Takei said yesterday or what Bill Maher said back in 1998 as ways to destroy their career. I'm merely pointing out that there is a double standard depending on what part of the political and ideological coin you find yourself on. And that is unfair. That is not correct. That is not right. And we should all stand firm to hold people to equal standings and to equal standards. When I want to say equal standards, we want to hold them to equal standards, but we don't. Clearly, when this kind of shit happens, now look, am I condemning Bill Maher for what he said? No, I'm not condemning him. He has a right to his opinion, and he has a right to his dumb jokes, and he has a right to his dumb humor, just like everyone else does, right? That's the way I see it. But to wrap this whole thing up, what I want people to take away from this is that we do say dumb things. We say things that can easily be taken out of context and out of where they should be taken from and used against us. And I want Bill Maher to understand that. So when Bill Maher comes out and he's like, you're welcome, I took out Milo Yiannopoulos, that's a load of fucking shit. Because what you said, had the sexes been reversed, would have been handled entirely differently 20 years ago. And it would be handled entirely differently today. Because we live in a culture, we live in a society where young boys cannot be raped. Men cannot be raped. They're not looked at through the same lens. Sexual assault, sexual abuse do not apply to men and boys the same way it would to women and girls. And that is unfair. That's unfortunate because you're basically devaluing them as people. You're devaluing their own experiences. And the same thing happened when people were trying to lump Milo Yiannopoulos into this pro-pedophilia mindset. They're devaluing his experiences. They're devaluing what he's gone through and how his take on it may not be the most rational one out there, but it's what he's got. As that's why context matters. So this is more of a food for thought thing than anything else. I do want to know your guys' thoughts on this, so go ahead and write them down in the comments. As always, my name is Mundane Matt. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, check back daily for more content from me. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.